Mike, you talked about the mesh as a whole for this Reds club, which is really interesting going out of the infield and into the outfield, because they bring in Nicholas Castellanos on a matching 4-year, $64 million deal. Those both for Moose and Castellanos, the largest in franchise history. They signed Shogo Akiyama coming over from Japan, a durable leadoff batter. And then they have a whole slew of names who can play out there. So how do you sort through this?
Well, I wish Cincinnati in this case would be an American League team so you can get at bats for a guy. But you're right. I look at that, and Nick Senzel, there's a young kid. You're not going to give up on him. Aquino came on the scene, was hitting home runs against everyone. You don't sign Shogo Akiyama to not play him, so he's going to play. Hey, Jesse Winker hit, 800 plus OPS. So they do have options, and Castellanos is obviously going to play a position. So I feel like one of those guys might get moved. I think you have to, because you don't have that one pure, maybe elite base runner or elite defender, where I even would put maybe like a Jake Marisnick in that category, where he can hit lefties, but he plays in a real above average outfield. I'm not sure any of those guys are fit that bill just yet. So I don't know. Is there a battle for at-bats in spring training? There might be, but you might be showcasing yourself for 29 other teams as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you look at the situation, I think in a lot of cases, the things work themselves out, right? Yeah. So you have this many people going into camp. Cincinnati went out there. They put together what they like as a club, and they have girth. So they're going to go into spring training and say, okay, let's see how this thing plays out. 3 weeks into spring training, they might look at this and say, okay, this we didn't see coming. And yes, we have this piece over here to move to get some piece back. So this could be a situation where Cincinnati goes into spring training and makes a good old-fashioned baseball trade 3 weeks into spring training, where somebody goes somewhere to get them back another piece to make them a little bit more dangerous in the Central.
And Castellanos, he can play third.
Nick Senzel was drafted as an infielder. That's what he came up with. Yeah.
Versatility plays as well. We might see that. I mean, Eugenio Suarez, health is going to determine, how much they have to maneuver as well.
So we've been talking about this outfield depth and mix. Maybe we would be talking about a different one, according to John Heyman, who tweeted this, that Cincinnati offered Marcell Ozuna a 3-year contract worth $50 million. Ozuna, of course, signed the 1-year pact with the Braves for 18, so he's betting on himself. You would assume this was before Nicholas Castellanos signed his contract for 4 years with the Reds. It's interesting. I mean, and again, in this, I guess it's kind of going to be the way things go in the offseason now.
I'm always interested to see these dudes bet on themselves. If that's true, that's a big bet right there.
Right. Yeah, because I don't think the spread was for me, betting on yourself was Josh Donaldson. Like the 1 year, 28 or whatever it was, 23. Yeah. That's betting on yourself. He was getting the 17, basically. $1 million off for 3 years security? I don't know. Okay. If he doesn't, what's he going to get, 3 years 60 after that?
I don't know.
We'll see. If he goes 38 and 125, he will.
He's going to get it.
There you go.
It didn't happen. Marcell Ozuna's in Atlanta, Nicholas Castellanos in Cincinnati.